Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This is the rise of Cornoe. This is the city of Susselgrad, where we are squeezing in a few more. Well, actually, just the one extra big building to get some more workers loaded onto some of these lines. So let's have a quick look. This one loads, only about 140, where the train can load 500. So I guess we could do with a few more people in this area, but we're a little bit hamstrung on services here, and the fact that, well, we're building some extra stuff here to be able to kind of squeeze this in. I think once we've added the extra one, maybe that comes down to a more manageable 110% or something like that, right? I think these are okay, but if we can bump this one a little bit, that would be really good. I don't mind it being a little bit over because we, generally speaking, don't have full capacity on everything all the time. So that's kind of generally okay. Over here, just have a look. Where are we getting our power from? So power from a number of different locations, and generally speaking, there is still some availability here. So we could go ahead and grab some extra here, but none of these workers head out on that line. Instead, they run elsewhere. So where is this guy from? Let me just have a quick look. This guy is from the Cornoe big distribution facility, big distribution office, which is out over here. And for some reason, it means that we are not actively getting any maintenance going on over here. So what I guess we need to do is get either vehicle maintenance to be extending out to here. What is this? This is a Susselgrad maintenance office. That's not vehicle maintenance. Where is our vehicle maintenance? This is vehicle maintenance over here, and we're maxing it out in terms of distance. And I guess it's just not getting there. Okay. Alternatively speaking, we could so if we were to build a vehicle maintenance facility somewhere over here, presumably we can connect a little bit of a road up this way, right? I guess not as easy. So, but I guess vehicle maintenance in this area is not too bad. So let's go ahead, grab ourselves a vehicle repair station here. Did we want to go large? I don't think we want to go large. I think we want to go fairly small vehicle maintenance facilities. To be honest, if we could do this. That is an interesting proposition, right? So if we were to, here should fairly easily be able to get to it, but I guess doesn't matter too much. What we can do is we'll just build it out in this general location. We'd be able to tie it into something here. So let's do that. Let's build that one. These guys won't have any heating, though. It's one of those facilities that's just not going to have heating. What I'll do is I will pay for that slither, and then what we can do is we can get whoever is working on things to get going on that. What does this need? I just want to double check. We need steel and some other things. So we need an open storage and some closed storage. Kind of covered storage. So if we go to storage, we grab ourselves do we need open storage? Let's just have a look here. This guy can have a storage of at least like 20 tons of steel. I don't think we need much more steel. So let's just leave that one in place. And then what we do is get a small storage facility of sorts, something like this guy. And we're just going to give it a little bit of extra storage capabilities here. Right? So we'll do something like that. I'll go ahead and pay for that, and I'll also pay for this. And then at the same time, we'll get these guys to also build those out. Now, what we will need to do is we will need to provide some level of pathing over here. And I guess if we did want to do this, it doesn't actually want to tie us in over here, right? Because it's wanting to go into that direction. It's not going to work. So we'll have to tunnel it out over here to get some workers down. So that's a pretty challenging little thing to deal with. So if we were to just say, get ourselves an underpass kind of somewhere over here, I'm actually thinking maybe something like this. Right, if we did that, and we go underground, can we make this work? We can make this work fairly easily. So let's do that. Have a pretty short little tunnel in place there. Go back upstairs, and what we'll do is we'll give them a little bit of a pathway into there. I may pay for that so that I can get the crews to come and work on these, for instance, and we'll get the helicopters involved as well, so we can get that up and running. So we have a little bit more maintenance in this broader area. We have things like, well, actually, these guys will be pulled together by the others. I'm a little concerned by this, right? Let's just have a look. If I sped things along a little bit, right, and we have a bit of a look at this guy. Is that dissipating, right? 95, 94. So it is, in fact, dissipating. So maybe we don't need to worry too much about this. This is just the kind of natural way this is all kind of happening. So we'll leave that in place. And hopefully all of our maintenance and the likes will sort that out. All of this is super healthy over here. We don't have any issues with that. Okay, good stuff. Let's have a quick look over here at Vasistavi. All of this should be up and running with reasonable connectivity. We built a little path for the roadways over here in the past, and so everybody should have some stuff. No access to garbage. Okay, that is an issue, of course. That is an issue. Is it the same with all of them? Yeah, it's the same with all of them. Let's pause it while we quickly fix that. It's one of those things that you just constantly have to come back and have another look because you miss stuff, right? You miss stuff. Yeah, so something like this. If we were to pop that in there, we're not necessarily going to get all the action, right? If we did that, we're also not going to get all of it. So potentially what we need to do is grab ourselves at least a couple of these facilities, right? Do it here. No. None of this is actually going to work, right? Even this guy, I'm kind of wondering whether that guy's actually getting any of this. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll make a start like over here. And similarly speaking, we'll do another one kind of, I think, right over here, right? We'll keep a little bit of extra room in there. So let's do the two of those. We'll get both of them kind of tied in with kind of normal roadways here, and at the same time we'll kind of tie in a little path over there. I guess that should be okay. So if we paid for that and we went back to the road section and we paid for those roads, actually, to be honest, I might pay for these as well, just because we're currently finding ourselves in a little bit of a slump of issues here. So let's just do that, and now hopefully we'll see things starting to fill up on both of these, and so these guys should not have continued problems with it. We do seem to struggle a little bit with culture, so let's try and add a little bit of culture to the mix. We can do this waterfront section a little bit with cultural activities, I guess. So let's see, citizen stuff. So a cinema. Where's our closest cinema? I think we've got one. Yeah, we've got one down here somewhere. So we could theoretically add another in here, we look at our levels. Can we level it out? I guess we should be able to. Yeah, so let's add a cinema to the mix there. I'll pay for the little road slither, but the rest I think we'll get the crews to come and build over time, and that should slowly start to improve our situation in this area a little bit more. But at least now we've got garbage collection of a much more robust nature. One thing that I did want to just double check is can we get a little bit of a connection through here? Yes, we can is the answer. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pay for that little slither over there. We're obviously not going to have too much more of this going on here. So can we... Let's do something like that, for instance, and we'll pay for that. Not that that's going anywhere for the time being. Can we go back this way? No, we cannot. So at least all of this is not having... We're not getting the best of luck with getting this connected, but I think it's okay. We don't need it. It's got the workers that it needs. It doesn't need any more workers than that. So at least these guys should be a little bit happier over time now. What we could potentially add to the mix here, just to kind of bolster our things a little bit here with regards to government loyalty, we could try and squeeze in a couple of statues. Not sure any of these actually give us any benefit in terms of influence, so let's get something that actually does. We want something kind of a small monument. These are all small monuments. Let's grab maybe something like that. If we did kind of one here and maybe something slightly different. Maybe that one over there we'll do on this side. We'll tie them in with a little bit of a pathway. We'll get get a proper pathway in there. We'll pay for those pathways, and then at least we should be able to get the crews to slowly come and build this. And we'll grab, for good measure, a few spruces that we run up this area here, just to make sure that this is nice and urban, a nice little environment for people to come and live. Right? Not that they will be complaining. Just in general, probably won't be complaining. But I do like to just round it off a little bit, wherever we can. Over time, this will fill in a fair bit and comfortably do that. Now, did we have kindergarten access nearby? I don't think we've got any issues with kindergarten, so we must have one fairly close by. But anyway, that should be pretty reasonable there. Now, the question is, do we want to add a few more over here? I'm not sure we wanted to. I'm not sure how good our situation is with regards to services here, but I think it should be pretty reasonable. We can add some services in this area, but I think we didn't have too much trouble on this side, so we could add a little bit more people there. Okay, so I guess that's it. What's happening over here? So there is a lot of construction activity going on here, so this will slowly keep going, smooth itself out, get us all the way over there so we can start the uranium mining. That would be pretty good if we can start processing some of that and selling some of that. That would be awesome. This is slowly getting built. Did we finish off this building? It should be pretty close now. So that's pretty close, and then that'll be done. We spent a bit of money on something. Imports is pretty high. Well, actually, the imports monthly is about the same. We just didn't export as much this month. I think that's the only real challenge there. A lot of this construction activity is underway here, so that's pretty good, and we should have reasonable. These buses should be bringing people to be working on all of these things, right? What is this? This is a shopping center. So we will need to probably make a start to this shopping center. So let's have a look at that, because yeah, obviously without the shopping center, I'll pay for that little piece so that so that the shopping center can actually start being built. What we need to provide with the shopping center, of course, is a little bit of a road cargo station. And from the road cargo station, we want two things. So, well, actually, let's place those things first. We need a little warehouse, and we need a bit of a cold storage as well. So let's grab ourselves a bit of a warehouse, maybe something like this. That should be okay. And a cold storage at the same time. We'll go with the stock standard one over here. And I guess if we do this, it should be reasonable. And then all we need to bear in mind is that we also need, I do like just having that kind of general connectivity in here. Let's do this. And we'll do the connections manually ourselves. So we wanted to do a connection like so. We wanted to do a connection like that. Obviously over here and over there. So all of that should work. We will make a start on those. And then we want to connect the road over here, over there, and kind of like that. Should be okay. I may pay for these just because they really struggle to build, and they slow the whole operation down, where the rest of this can now quite comfortably do its thing. Now in this area, I think we can't do much in here, but and we do need to do some waste. But I guess waste we'll try and tie in somewhere over here. So let's quickly find ourselves a little bit of a waste tie-in. Actually, let's get it nice and tight over there. So if we did that for the waste tie-in, I believe what we'll do is we'll obviously run a little path down this section, which we may as well already do. Okay, so that's the little pathway there. And what we'll do is we'll tie this one in like that, and that one in like that. And what I'll do is I'll just pay for the path, and then all of this should be okay. Oh, we are missing ourselves one little bit of a road out there. I think that's a pretty comfortable little move. So that's giving us the waste. Now let's get a nice big statue over here. This will kind of be our starting point here, our city starting point. Let's get something that's a little bit... obviously don't want an Eiffel Tower here, but I do like something with a little bit more bulk to it. So if we were to do maybe something like that, and we could even try and do a couple of these little lennons to both sides. So one kind of on this side and the other kind of something on that side over there, and then we'll do some nice little well, I don't think we need the lit pathways everywhere, so let's just stop that, and we'll just go with a normal nice pathway like so and like so. Oh, that's beautiful. We'll pay for the pathways, and now this area is pretty good. So what we'll do we want to do something large on the other side? I think so. Well, actually, we could squeeze a building in there. So let's not fill out the entire area with stuff where we don't necessarily need it. Did we want to do some other building? I don't like the tuyas that much, but maybe we can plant something like a bit of a beech tree. Something like that, for instance, gives us a lot of little trees in the area, all of kind of the same nature. Actually, maybe what we'll do is we'll grab a couple of these little poplars, and we'll just run maybe a line of little poplars down there. If we could maybe squeeze another, make it nice and small. No, presumably they don't want it. Anyway, that's a little bit of a city center area for us. Now, if we go underground and just have a look, actually, we're in pretty good shape. Train is waiting too long. That's a important message for us to just double check against, because that's not too bad. You were waiting on the other, this train. That's okay. So where is that train going? Let me just, this is the Basistavi range dump. Really? Wow, okay. That's fine. And then this one is the Satomic industrial area. So it's not the Sasolgrad one. So all of our stuff is actually coming out this way. We've got very little going elsewhere. So at least we seem to be holding on these in the mid 20 ton ranges. So it's about 10% full. Hopefully that is sufficient to kind of keep going. This one is emptying out pretty nicely, actually. And there's enough room in there, so the whole thing can just empty out and go, and then slowly the dissipation can go ahead. What's happening with this guy? This has got, whoa, a fair bit of construction waste, guys. A fair bit of construction waste. So let's just see how many trucks do we actively have in this area dealing with the construction waste. Not these guys. I guess it's these guys, and we've got them all up and running. 4 dumpers. Loading those and taking them away. So I guess we might find ourselves running out of room here with regards to the construction waste. But anyway, it's okay for now, but we will keep a little bit of an eye on it. This guy should be unloading. Yeah, I mean, we're burning it as quickly as they're bringing it in. And here comes another full train of mixed waste. So there's a lot of mixed waste being produced here. A lot. Wow. We're really dealing with a lot. Let's quickly go and have a look at our various spots where waste is being collected, like over here, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. So where is the train to come and pick this up, right? We had a Satomic train, which I'm guessing should be getting here. I wonder how they do get here. What is the routing that's happening in this location? This is full. This is full. That is full. So where's my train? Here it comes. Is this is the Satomic? No. Yeah. This is the Satomic one. Yeah. So it's coming in. And it'll load up and immediately start moving. So I guess it's got enough capacity. How many related vehicles do we have running this one? Satomic Industrial. What is this? Let's have a look at this line. It's this train. This train is doing something. This train is Novigrad Large Customs House. So there's still one being run here. Okay, so let's just rename this line Satomic Waste Exports. Satomic Waste Export. Okay, so we'll rename that line as such. Okay, not enough wardens. That's a bit of an issue. So the other one, which is this one, it's got the one line on it, and this is let's just rename this Satomic waste, atomic waste processing. Yeah, well, let's just do that. Maybe we'll just add a little bit in there so we know where that is happening. So that is doing its thing over there. This guy is this guy loading up at a reasonable? Wow, wowzer is the answer to that question. I guess we will continue to run the export line just because. Wow, we're barely surviving this. This is the one that's the waste export line, right? What line are you running? Looking for an overgrade. Oh no, rail export. So that's something completely different. Wow. I find it quite intriguing how much waste we're having to deal with in this area. So this guy is already on the way back, but the other one, I've not seen the other one come back yet. So I guess and this guy is still full, and these guys are filling up fairly quickly as well. Yeah, so this is not quite enough capacity in here. What do we have here in terms of trains? So we can add ourselves another waste train to that mix, right? So let's pop in here. I think we need to get another waste train on that line. It's just okay, hang on. Before we get too carried away, let's just have a look at the size of the trains that's running here at the moment. This is that's steel storage. So where is this other train? Here, there. So waste exports, right? Where's this train? Okay, it's here. It's got 6 wagons on there. It can take 222. I guess that's the extent of the train, right? So let's keep an eye on this train. As this train comes in, my goodness. Why did this happen? How on earth is this possible? This is annoying. Super duper annoying. We've got a fire station here. Didn't have workers, obviously, because it was supposed to be coming in from here. Now, do we still have this line operating? Let's just see. If we go here and have a look, no one is now actually doing this line. So if I go in here, no. In here, who's doing what? Pasistave range workers. Like, let me just see what's going on here. Yeah, so obviously we're now missing that out. So let's just add the extra line in there, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna say you're getting out all of our workers, and just do that, please. And my goodness, what an annoying piece. So if we do that, are we straight away gonna see some trains pop out here? Is this guy? This is prefab workers. And just see what's going on here. What's happening with you? We're all running, right? None of them are stopping. Where is this train? So apparently it can't get in there. What's the issue? Has this been an issue for a while? Let's just see what's going on here. So that's the one. Where are you? You've just loaded up and you're on your way out. And you? Assistave industrial workers. Just keep an eye. what's the issue with this train? It's just, I just want to, this might be the reason why we ran out of workers. Can you just please go to that one? There we go. Now, instead of doing that, go to this one, please. Which is your first stop anyway. Loaded up on workers. Are we getting workers arriving here? We are. And I just want to see that this is actually filling up with firefighters, because apparently we were not getting... Well, it is filling up with firefighters. So I don't know why this is a big deal. Why we were running out. But let's drop it a little bit. We don't need necessarily as many firefighters there. But presumably that'll be okay. So where is this now happening? Cornoe Hills should be, broadly speaking, okay. We should have firefighters blazing in over here. Yeah, they're coming in already. So that should be okay. Not a problem. But that is pretty annoying that we had that issue here. But now we do have firefighters ready to go. I guess we might have had a train stuck here, which was causing us all kinds of grief. Let's just have a look at this one. We've got a similar thing happening over here. So let us just say, instead of there, go there. And now go here instead. Okay, so that should be okay. Let's just make sure that all of our lines have no one stuck doing nothing, right? Because I think that was a bit of an issue for us, this last line. Okay, so all of them now don't have any of those electricity issues, but presumably we were doing something with the lines here, and that caused a little bit of a glitch to occur. You want to keep an eye on that. Okay, back to our waste management process over here. Where am I? This is Satomic, and Satomic's waste is next to the steel over here. So let us go over there and have a look. So we've got this train, which is on the waste processing line, trying to pick some stuff up, but obviously we're struggling a little bit with it. This is the waste train going to the range. And then do we have a waste train that's over here busy unloading some waste? Yeah, we do. So I guess we need another, right? Be able to really run this. I just wanted to see. So if we have all three of them waiting, so effectively we'll have a train waiting in this general location here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a little bit of work here with regards to the rail, just to make sure that we do in fact have a waiting area. So I'm gonna run it around all the way over there, and then we will tie it in like so, and I'll kind of get rid of this guy, and what we'll do is we'll tie this one in through there. That's pretty pricey, but I'll pay for that. And did we want to do... Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll get rid of this little slither there, and I'm I'm also gonna go ahead and pay for that demolition works, so that we get this up and running. And again, let's just make sure that we've got all of our electrification underway. Yeah, that's fine. So let's get rid of this guy. Let's place a little something in here. We'll do a little something like that. What I'll do is I'll clear this one out, and we'll put a bit of a chain signal over there. So I guess now these guys will be able to get out that way. What I'll also maybe do is just place... Wow. We really don't have a lot of options here, but that should be okay. At least they should be waiting in this spot over here. Let's just make sure we've got enough signals along the way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's put a signal there and maybe put a signal here, and I guess that should be okay. And what we'll do is we'll clear that one out, and just for good measure we'll get rid of some of these things. So I guess that should be okay. So now if we add the extra train to the mix, which we should have a guy here, that's our export, our train export. This is just an extra one. I will buy some wagons here, waste wagons. So if we grab some cargo wagons, we want the fanciest waste wagons we can find. Which I don't know which ones we're using. This is 37 tons. This is 18 tons. So I guess we're going to use some of these. We want, ooh, this is expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Which train is this? This is not the one. So I want you to please make your way over here. And then if I grab this guy, yeah, it's the same size. So now I just want to assign you to the processing line and make a start, please. So go in and grab some more stuff. Let's move some more waste, basically, is the answer to that one there. So we've got some extra trains here. We should be building more stuff. Yeah, that's all good. All of this is working, and hopefully now we won't be running. We are running short on workers. So where the hell is my train with workers? Really, we have almost no worker trains coming here. We've got 2 trains, right? So this should be only very briefly should you be without workers here. Unless the station is just not up to the task. Okay, so let's see. This guy is dropping off workers, right? Everybody should be getting their workers. That should be fine. So we'll have this station in here. Now, how long does it take for the next train to get here? Presumably, it should already be on the way, right? So if I did Vasistave range workers, yeah, there's the other one. The other one's already on the way. So there's no way this guy is going to run out of workers before that train gets here, right? We've got our firefighters there ready to go. Let's just see this. Right, that's the worker train. It's coming. Right, unless we had situations where, well, I guess it was just the one that wasn't actually coming in here. So anyway, now let's just see. This should now be normalizing, and we should have workers here. Even if these workers start disappearing now, we'll have a very... you know what's happening. This guy is not actually unloading because... or it's unloading to some other stuff because it's not needing any workers yet. This is the issue. This is the issue. So over here, please, you will be forcing all your citizens to step out in that location, right? Let's not do that. Let's do this. Let's just make sure we're assigning you to Vasistave range workers here, please. Make sure you're on that one. And then what I want to do is Vasistave range workers here, please, please, please get out. Get out and wait. Right, and then for this train, I'm just going to send you back to that station, please. So please make a turn around and go back there. Okay, now unload all of your workers here. This is the issue. Why, I mean, when I say unload all of your workers, I mean it, right? Unless this is full. You can't grab any more. But anyway, at least that way. But I mean, the next train should now already be on the way. I just want to keep an eye on this. So if I grab this guy. So now we've got... Yes, okay. Okay, I guess that will at least start doing the trick a little bit. So at least we'll maintain some kind of regular presence here. It might not be the kind of numbers we want to see, but at least now that's okay. So the next train is on the way, right? So even if we start running out now, yeah, so I guess this is the issue. This was the issue here. We were getting train, there was no work spots available, and then when the train arrived, no one got out, or very few people got out, and then left with a full load, and then all of a sudden everybody disappeared. So that was it. It's an interesting one that we were struggling with. Let's just see. I want to keep an eye on this. So the next train is coming. It's going to be here any minute now. We're probably going to start seeing some of these guys. Oh, no. Their work shift is still on. Okay, this is good. This is good. So we're going to fill up the rest. The rest is going to stand around. What? Did we have no one? No, it's a full train load just hanging out over there. Let's just see this. I guess this should be okay. Yeah, we're filling it up again. Yeah, that's good. We have no one left over here, but the next train is already on the way. Who's getting stuck over there? Let's just see. I made some changes on here, and so we might be. This guy just doesn't fit. Jeez Louise, what an issue. Okay, well let's get this guy to get back in there. Okay. So can we please oh my goodness. How are we going to get this guy out? It's just got one wagon too many. Can we potentially delete a wagon from here? I'm not sure we can. This is not fun. So it came in here. So actually the real problem is on this one, not on that one. So actually this is a bit of a gamble. Let's try and this is a bit of a gamble. Okay, we can't delete it because that guy can't get out of here. Okay, what are we gonna do here? So if we were to do this and we were to do that. Okay, you know what? Let's get rid of this guy. And even get rid of that guy. So go out there. Move further. Oh my goodness. Can you just come over here, please? Can you just Can I just send you somewhere? Just give me something. Just go back there. Give me this thing here. Right. Okay, now please just go to that waypoint. Okay? Okay. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. Put the waypoint even further away. put it there and say, buddy, can you just please, instead of this waypoint, go to that waypoint, please turn around, go there. Okay, pause. Now you're heading to Tasselgrad Refinery. And what we'll do is let's set the line again to the Tasselgrad processing. And you are just going to head out to that facility there. What we will do is once you're out of the way, okay, pause it there while we quickly fix this whole thing. Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to bring this in a little bit closer, right? So let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna pay for the demolition of this. Similarly speaking, we probably have the same problem on this side, to be very honest with you. Actually, let's just fix this thing once and for all. So let's get rid of that. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this and that. I might get rid of this up to there. We'll get rid of that and we'll... Okay, so now let's just pay for getting rid of all of this. Okay. Still have a little slither in here that I would like to get rid of. Okay. That looks a little awkward, but let's have a look. So now, if we were to say, we'll do this. Okay, and similarly, we'll try and do... Really? It's just not going to want to work that way, huh? So that's okay, right? Can we get this to work? Even something like this? So that might do the trick. I'm not sure that will though. Okay, let's you know what? Let's cancel this. And if we try to do it out here, for instance, right? This is a little bit, well, I'm not actively using this at all. Okay, cancel. Let's redo this thing. Okay, get rid of those, get rid of this. Let's get rid of all of that. And let's get rid of all of this. And let's get rid of all of that. And okay, so let's do that. Let's clear out all of this track. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we're going to add that and that to the mix here. Okay, this guy is basically going to run out this way, and this guy is going to tie in there. Okay, and then this guy. Okay, so now if we're doing this, right, and now so the plan is we want to tie in. Okay, so we'll do that. So that's the one. Now the second one is going to be out over here. And we will do a little I'm not sure that's working, right? Let's just trim that back. I need to end this episode. I definitely need to end this episode. So let's just try and do, yeah, something like that. That's okay. We'll leave it like that. That should give us enough room here. Okay, and now I want to, let's go ahead and pay for that. Okay. And what I want to do instead is let's get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this, get rid of that, all the way there, get rid of this, get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that, get rid of this, get rid of this, and we'll pull it back all the way there, and what we'll do is we'll just slither it in that way. Okay, so pay for all of that, please. Okay, beautiful. Tied in and ready to go. Now, we tie this guy. Into here. That guy's already tied in. And now, the intent is we find ourselves something that can work here in terms of range. Now what? You know what? I'm also gonna sort out this road connection, because part of this road connection is probably part of what is causing our grief here. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. We do need a road connection though, so we'll come back for it once we kind of have, well, in actual fact, what we'll do, let's just run a road connection out this way. Then we're gonna, broadly speaking, just tie it up there, and that should be sufficient to deal with that. Okay, so that's the plan with the roads. What I want to do with the rail is, if we do this, can we potentially do that, right? Doesn't want to, just doesn't want us to get in there. We can. Maybe we're just being a little bit too ambitious here. Yeah, it's just a little bit of an issue there. Okay, now similarly, can we please tie in here? That's never going to work. This may give us some opportunities that this might not want to work. This one can get us out that way. You know what? That's fine. Can we move it up a little bit more and get it out this way? Oh, we cannot. So really that is our last opportunity to get it out, something like that. And what I'll also do is, let's just trim out this slither here. And what we'll do is we'll try and do the very same thing from this side. Nope, does not want to do that. This more. Moved it out just a little bit further. Yeah, I guess that's the plan. So let's do that. I'm quite comfortable to go ahead and pay for those sections. Presumably, that should fix our problems, right? Let's get that going. We'll get a chain in here. We'll get a chain over there. And then what we'll do is we'll get one here. We'll get a mixed there, and we'll get a mixed over here. And yeah, we kind of need to... Are we... Hang on, let's just see. So these are now being kind of interconnected here. Those are now kind of okay. But these are still kind of messing each other up here, right? Purple is okay, right? I think purple's okay. Obviously waiting here until you can get out. We're trying to isolate them a little bit from each other, but basically you need to get in here and get out. Okay, so let's see that. I think I just want to check the trains coming in. They should be able to get here now, no problems. Where is this fire? This fire is in Sasselgrad, a substation. I think Sasselgrad should be okay. Here we have a train coming in. Let's just make sure we're adding a little bit of extra to it. So that train has got more than enough room to get out. So I guess the other one has got the same amount of wagons. It's just got an extra, probably an extra wagon, right? So it's an extra there. So that should work on both accounts. I think that's going to be fine. And then I'm going to end the episode there. So not a lot. We started out just fixing issues, really. we ended up just fixing a lot of issues. Wouldn't mind seeing that other train come back in here now. But I guess we'll have to wait and see the next episode to see whether that train is in fact doing its trick. But I think I may have fixed this now. It cost us a little bit of money. Anyway, let's have a quick look at what's happening over here. This guy should be built. 140 still. How is that even remotely possible? I mean, this was on like 145 and it just didn't drop at all. I'm like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it unless it's these water pumps, because water pumps can be a little bit of an issue. We haven't seen any issues with anything else. This is built and we should have workers here. We're missing a vehicle and stuff. So we'll set that up in the next episode. Actually, that's the first thing we'll do in the next episode is set that up. This guy is unloading reasonably well. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I'll see you in the next episode where we'll continue to fix more stuff and hopefully expand and hopefully get to the next stuff and hopefully, get to some more high value exports and hopefully, get our skyscraper city underway. Oh, yeah, thank you. That was a comment previously. We need a skyscraper city. I agree. We need a skyscraper city. We'll build one. And yeah, we'll keep going. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.